First Heavenly War. Millennia ago, after several events have occurred, Yamoshi had started to control his powers after doing several trainings with Daishinkan. After Yamoshi defeated the dragon god of war, Zephyr, Yamoshi began to understand that perhaps his people were protected. The battle was much more arduous than he imagined. Zephyr had been spared by Yamoshi and Daishinkan, and because he agreed with their ideals to save all kingdoms, he decided to turn against his brother Zalama. The angel Zakai, who at the time was the leader of all the angels, ended up getting into conflicts with Daishinkan itself due to agreeing with Zalama's ideals. Different ideals were caused in a totally different way. Enemies ended up being created due to a great celestial war. Zeno-sama had woken up. Zeno-sama's guards were prepared for the battle because they knew that a great and arduous fight was about to happen. Yamoshi next to the great priest says, "Looks like we're in the middle of the heavenly war, doesn't it? I feel the presence of several dragons coming here. I'll settle this here and now." "Stay here, that thing's got a lot hotter, Daishinkan." Daishinkan looks at Yamoshi and says, "I'm not the high priest. We have another angel who is in that position now." Yamoshi smiles and says, "It seems that sometimes I can see the future. I am sure that after this war, you will gain this position alongside the celestial beings." Yamoshi advances directly in front of several dragons that were fighting in the celestial war. Yamoshi, with great mastery, starts to show all his powers. At that moment, the great priest was waiting for that dragon who was acclaimed as the strongest dragon. Zalama comes face to face with the high priest. "Alright partner, why don't you whack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos and stay well connected to our entire universe of Z Warriors. Let's get back to the point. Zalama faces the future high priest Daishinkan. Zalama says, "How long have I heard about you, Daishinkan? Daishinkan is your name, isn't it? It is said that when we tore our blood in battle and had a life and death struggle, we became blood brothers. Isn't that fantastic now? You and I will fight here, and only the strongest will be able to emerge victorious." At that moment, the high priest looks and speaks. "I think with you there is not much talk. With you it seems like there isn't much chance of having a dialogue. If so, if we are blood brothers, get my big attack from your brother Daishinkan. Planetary attack of the angels." Zalama sees several blows coming towards him. Zalama tries to dodge all the blows that are thrown. Zalama says, "What incredible power is this? Is this what it took you years to accomplish? Is that why you are considered a prodigy among the angels, Daishinkan? Fantastic. But what about my attack?" At that moment, Daishinkan is watching and talking. "What is it? As well? Is he feeling virtually none of my blows?" At that moment, the high priest observes and speaks. "I seem to be in serious trouble now." Zalama looks at the high priest and says, "Horde of 1,000 dragons. Ultimate dragon attack." Several dragons appear advancing towards Daishinkan. Daishinkan tries to dodge, but not even the mastery of Ultra Instinct is able to dodge all the attacks that were being launched there by the Supreme Dragon. Right after Zalama's supreme attack, Daishinkan is lying on the ground. A great light appears in front of Daishinkan. At that moment, it was Zakai. Zakai says, "Looks like you didn't have a chance to do anything. You're not from the Daishinkan. It seems that all your efforts and all the meeting you wanted to organize were for nothing. I knew you were never able to fight anyone." At that moment, Daishinkan starts to laugh and says, "Looks like you're right, but this time I managed to leave you to where I wanted." Zalama and Zakai find it strange to say a Daishinkan line. It seemed that Daishinkan already planned Zakai's betrayal and knew that the two would combine their powers together. Zalama's powers were greater than Daishinkan's powers at that time, and for some reason, Zakai decided to unite with some angels and create a rebellion. Daishinkan had been expecting all of this and had come up with a method to eliminate the two with a secret technique. At that moment, Daishinkan says, "If planetary devastation doesn't work, lunatic extinction reborn." At that moment, a great light was being emanated over the bodies of Zakai and Zalama. At that instant, Zalama says, "I don't believe we fell into the Daishinkan trap." A great light is cast over Zakai and Zalama's body. Zakai and Zalama receive Daishinkan's blow full on, lunatic extinction. At that moment, Daishinkan gets up and recovers his wounds. Daishinkan watches and says, "I don't think I can get my energy back. If they land me one more blow, that will be the end of me." At that moment, another barrier appears over Zalama's body. Furious, Zalama says, "How dare you? How dare? If I hadn't created this barrier of dragons, I would surely be dead." Note, the barrier of dragons that Zalama uses sucks the life energy of his race of dragons so that Zalama can survive the Daishinkan trap. Zalama had to sacrifice the lives of several of his dragon race. Zalama was furious. Zalama protected his body and the body of the angel Zakai. Daishinkan says, "What? Has he suffered nothing?" At that moment, Zalama speaks. "Now I will make sure not to miss this attack. Horde of 100,000 dragons, exonerate Daishinkan." Daishinkan observes and says, "Impossible. Last time he said 1,000 dragons. Now he's talking 100,000 dragons. What am I going to do here? I only have the last card left. Only if I do that, I will sacrifice myself. But at least those two will go with me." Just as Zalama was preparing to land his attack on Daishinkan, a large beam of energy appears and is launched at Zalama. Zakai and Zalama dodge with great agility, and at that moment, a voice appears. "Hey, my old friend, looks like you need my help again. These two are causing big problems around here, aren't they? In the past, I only thought about saving my race. But this time, I understood that what really matters is the protection of all universes. I can't be selfish wanting only my good. Thinking about it, after learning this ultra instinct, I want to introduce a new technique." Everything starts to shake. Yamoshi transforms into the first Infinite Saiyan God by combining his powers with ultra instinct. But unlike before, this time we will fight together. Daishinkan starts to laugh and says, "I knew you would come." At that moment, we can see that Yamoshi, side of Daishinkan, prepares against the High Priestess and Zalama. Back to current times. Goku and Vegeta are fascinated by what the Sapphire Dragon told. The Dragon Sapphire says, "Good. This battle still had a lot of precedence. The result of it was incredible." Goku questions himself. "But we want to know if Yamoshi and the Great Priest managed to win." Zephyr says, "Somehow they would have had to win or have fixed it, since the High Priest is still alive today, isn't he?" But what I want to say here, Son Goku, is that about all that Yamoshi energy, he was the first to unleash the power of Ultra Instinct fighting me, and from what I could tell, it's the same skill you also have. What do I mean? It's just that Yamoshi's energy is within you. Goku and Vegeta watch. Goku, with an astonished face, is looking at Zephyr. Zephyr says, "I will make you release your essence of Yamoshi, Son Goku. And I have something special for you, Vegeta." To be continued. What does Zephyr mean by Yamoshi's energy being inside Goku? What is he preparing for Vegeta? What's going on in the midst of all of this? Alright partner, what do you believe and what do you imagine about all this? Regardless of what it is, it's more than important that you share your thoughts in the comments below so that we can get into a crazy debate. Whack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. That's all there is to it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.